everybody? Welcome to the Be REVELutionary Podcast. It's the podcast where we interview realtors, Revel realtors, and we teach you how to revolutionize your business. Today, we have our head coach from Burlington, Rene Illescas.
Hello. Nice to meet you all. Can't wait to talk.
Yeah, thanks for coming down all the way from Burlington. It's only, an hour? It's not too bad.
55 minutes to be exact on a beautiful, cloudy day. It's all good. It was nice and quick.
Well, you know what? I hope you're going to be okay getting out of here because it looks like the rain's coming. I can see it.
Well, there's a lot of wineries in the area here.
So you're just going to have to hunker down. No, but awesome, man. We really appreciate you coming down. We know, the market's slow, but we're busy guys.
We're
trying to get everybody together for the scheduled podcast. Everybody's busy.
There's busy. I mean, define busy in this market. It's there's so many different terms and different ways to describe busy. And we were just chatting earlier, Andrew and I, investing in the business is being busy. Trying to be 3 steps ahead. I know the market is funky right now, and we're just trying to stay ahead. Like our market's so competitive, it's so diverse that the Oakville, Burlington, Halton region and Hamilton, there's a lot of fierce competition, and there's a lot of just uncertainty right now. So we're just trying to keep cool, calm, and reinvest into the business.
Right. So a couple of things there that you said. Number one, you have to create your own opportunities. You have to create your own success. But what I love about you is that although that's a huge focus for you, you also are spending time, helping other people. I saw you at the Kate Broddick's team.
Right.
You guys doing some training. What were you
That's
guys talking
about?
That's a great
point. This is one of the biggest things I love about being a part of Revel is that I could call any head coach. I could call for advice. And in return, we just help each other out. So there's 21 offices out there. There's 21 head coaches that on a dime we can just call and collaborate. So yeah, the Kate Broddick team and Team Rene, we're collaborating. We're helping each other out. One of the biggest things that at Team Rene that we love is stats, pipelines. We love training our agents and working with them to just understand that you don't need the most state-of-the-art technology with software, and it all comes back to basics. So one of the big things that we do teach is spreadsheets. I mean, spreadsheets.
Oh my gosh. I think I heard Andrea drop her pen over there. So what kind of spreadsheets? What are we talking here?
We train our agents to use a spreadsheet in association with a CRM system. So it's as simple as looking at what you're doing on a daily basis with your potential clients.
I like that.
Your existing clients, your pending clients, and your closed clients. So when we look at a spreadsheet every day, 5 times a day, it's the easiest way to get motivated with how is the pipeline. And in times like this, when we're just all worried about the media, the doom and gloom, and the interest rates, and the sales are taking longer, you jump into your pipeline. And there was a little portion of our training that I call just Street Smart. And I know there's a lot of different ways that people look at Street Smart, but in our pipeline, if you have a potential client in there and you know the street and they're not a client yet, but let's say you're driving by showing clients homes, and at the corner of your eye, you see this for sale sign on the street that you had this potential client in. And you immediately, you groom yourself to pause, think, is that potential client, is this for sale sign the potential client that you have in your database? So it makes you literally stop, look, and say, is this the street? So we're trying to help our agents just not let sight of what is in your pipeline. And again, it just stems from a simple spreadsheet.
Well, what you said is, how you go back and refer to it 5 times a day. I got a little saying, and my team knows I love my sayings, but what you focus on expands. So if you're focused on servicing these particular clients, it's so easy to just, as a realtor, drive by a neighborhood and just drive by 1,000 signs and not even think about it, because they're like, oh, if I need that, I would just go on the MLS and I'd look it up. But in times where the deals may be a little bit further and far between, you have more of a mindset to literally be that search engine physically for your clients.
I love it. And that's where we're on the same train of thought. And we like to say also canvas with purpose. So
Yes.
a lot of people don't like to door knock. A lot of people don't want to go because they're intimidated. It's not their thing. And I agree. Like, I have a lot of fun whenever somebody knocks on my door. No offense to some some people knock on my door and they're selling me TV, phones, whatever it is. I have fun and I say, hey, listen, like, I genuinely want to help. And I say, at least ask for my name. At least tell me where you're from. Don't just come and say, do you want to sign up for some phone service without an intro, without purpose, without value.
Yeah.
So I've always believed in canvassing with purpose. Bring something to that street. And if you're going to go look for 10, 15, 20 new clients in that street, bring some stats, bring a folder,
neighborhood.
Just anything. If there's a cool bakery around the area, maybe bring some goods from the bakery and say, I'm just in the area. And hey, we all love Sunshine Donuts in Burlington. So if I go and give Sunshine Donuts to everybody, they're going to all sell a house.
Yeah.
But
there's
canvas,
a whole commission check right there.
Yeah. Canvas with purpose is something that we love to instill in our agents.
I love that because, when you're spending money on items of value, like you said, or a booth at an event or a charity or any type of sponsorships, it's the same. Network with purpose. Go there, even if the goal, and again, we're big on goals.
Yeah.
What gets measured gets improved. So if you're out there and you're saying, okay, I'm just going to go out there, door knock, get some leads. Okay, well, how many leads? Right. And so is that kind of something that, you're big on pipelines, right? Is that, you got to fill that pipeline?
Yeah, we start the year before the actual year, and we start setting goals. We look at moderate goals. And if it's one thing I've learned in my sales life before real estate, it's you got to make achievable goals so that you don't get discouraged the following years. But before you know it, years 2, 3, and 4, we can actually get agents to hit these goals without stressing out too much. It's keep it measurable, keep it realistic. And in all honesty, in real estate, that it only means an extra deal here and there. Like, to say I want to increase my business by 10% or 15%, it may sound a lot in a big corporation, but in real estate, it's an extra deal or two. So how are you going to get those? And to your point about the leads, yeah, you have your funnel, and you're throwing everything in that funnel. And then if you're using the spreadsheet model, it's converting your futures into your actives so that you're touching and feeling and you're actually working with them. And then it's neat because you can see where you're going to end up in that year by just a simple spreadsheet model.
And so what about the referrals from active clients? Is that part of your spreadsheets as well?
It is. Yeah, we track it. So it's neat. There's a little drop down saying who's coming from where. Was it SOI, meaning sphere of influence? Was it a past client? Was it if you're in a weekly networking group, for example, like a commerce group, is it coming from there? Or just sports, kids sports? Like,
yes.
So we have a huge drop down of where it's all coming.
Sports and real estate together.
It's one of my biggest, most exciting things to do is coach and play sports. And it's the most natural way to just have people get to know who we are as not just realtors, but people. And then they can relate and they're like, oh my God, like this guy actually can do it. He can do it all. He can coach. He's normal and he's a realtor. It's like the full package.
So I love that. Are you coaching some
I'm
basketball, probably?
Basketball, football, and
football.
Just actually, I can't wait. But tomorrow, tackle football. My 12-year-old son is putting on the pads for the first time ever. And I'm coaching. It's the Burlington Football Association.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So that's going to be awesome.
I coached, we did ball hockey. I coached, I signed up to coach for the ice hockey as well. Mainly what I'm doing is all hockey because I know hockey at least. But no, you're right. It's something for me too, though. It's like, I tell everybody that if you're going to do something that you're passionate about, because the likelihood of you following through on your commitments and everything like that, and actually making something out of it that reflects your business as well, is that, it's got to be something that you enjoy doing.
I love this, Andrew. And I think, like, as we're chatting about all these things. Yeah, there's the real estate market and how busy we are in our business and how we're investing and we're training and spreadsheets. The unreal thing that we get asked all the time, and I'm sure you get asked, is how do you manage all that sports, this, that, family, traveling? Like, I'm going to ask the question because I have an answer for on my end, but I'm dying to know how you balance all that out.
Well, so 3 kids, wife, 2 podcasts, 2 offices, a team, a show, this, that. Oh, my golf. I love to golf too. And I play hockey in the winter every day too. So all of those things, as I mentioned before, if you have a passion for it, you find a way. Same thing if you have a passion for helping your clients, no matter what is going on in your life, you find a way. But if you want a more tactical answer, it's, for one, time blocking, but 2, leverage, and leverage with purpose. So it's about hiring the right people to help take the load off your plate. For example, I know a lot of people in the real estate industry, they don't necessarily want, or I got to be careful of how I say it, but maybe they don't want to hire somebody either for financial reasons, or they're afraid of, what are their clients going to think if you're adding another team member to the mix where you're not necessarily conversing with the leader every single day. Where to me, if you really want to create the lifestyle that you want, is that you've got to hire people that are good and can take things off your plate that, you don't have to be there all hours of the day. I
love it. And I think I've heard those wise words from coaches out there, just business coaches as a whole. Like they preach that, right? And once you get so busy, it's great. I think a lot of young agents, new agents, they're going to experience that point in their life where they're like, sure, you're selling 20, 30, 50 homes a year, but it's like, but are they coaching? Are they traveling? Yes. Are they playing golf? Are they able to just take off and do what they can, right? It takes a while to get there. And for me, I've only been in real estate 7 years now, but I'm going to say my first 3 years were a grind beyond grind, like hitting walls, falling in ditches. The unknowns were just coming at you. And I used to see these really successful agents, and I'm like, how are they doing everything?
They make it seem so easy.
And they're calm.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the industry watching other successful realtors, and I said, I need to know how they're doing it. And it was hard. And this is one of the things about being on with Revel. It's so much easier to find those answers out now than it was when I was on these other big I was a part of 3 big brokerages, and I couldn't get answers. I tried. I talked to the number 1 sales guy and gal, and I just said, come on, like, what are you doing? And it was secrets. Yeah. And I was just going through the motions year after year. And thank goodness this February, the 16th location in Burlington happened, and talking to head coaches like you, Kate, Fred, Evan, Ryan and Nikki, it's just, and if I want to control my destiny, it's in my hands. And that's the one thing that I couldn't do as easily back when I was with these other brokerages.
So let's talk about then, how did the Burlington opportunity, for one, you can answer this in, where were you in your career? So, how did it present itself? What attracted you to the brand? Right. How did it all start?
I love that question. I love it because every time I hear it from another head coach, it's the most fascinating 5 minutes or 4 minutes of hearing how they got into it. But I was part of can I say the brokerage that I was a part of?
Is it okay? Of course you can. That's okay.
I was part of Remax before, and last year we were just trying to figure out what's the next big thing for Team Rene. Yeah. And we were looking for a fit, a culture. We were trying to align ourselves a little bit differently than that brand. And to be honest, we were just researching, looking on social media, and we came across Revel on social media. And in Oakville, Burlington, there was no true presence. So we couldn't see signs and all that. We had to do a lot of research, but we love the branding. We love the social media. And one day our team just said, let's just set up a meeting and see if they're going to open up an office in Oakville or Burlington. We just wanted to be a part of it, right? But we did have a phenomenal meeting with Nikki and Ryan, and we met at the head office. We were just talking about what the possibility is of having an Oakville or Burlington office. We were just inquiring, and
It's hard to say no after you hear that type of a pitch.
Yeah, when we met with Ryan and Nikki and we got to see the office and the basketball court, I mean, that kind of sold it for me. I think that was the biggest thing. But after meeting with Ryan and Nikki for about an hour, not even like 30 minutes, we felt this connection. We felt this. It was like we were having a lunch with our family, and it was so genuine, so different than what we've ever experienced with the other 3 brokerages we've been a part of, that it just became so natural, very genuine. And from there, it went fast. Like, it was like, okay, so here's the game plan. And Ryan and Nikki provided us an opportunity to say, well, we don't have an office in Burlington, but if you're all good, and it was a very mutual, like, just way of how it all happened. We were beyond excited to bring Revel to Burlington. And we've been in this world of not what we're used to being a part of Revel, because of what we've been used to with the other brokerages, 3 big companies. And this is all natural, genuine. And that's what our team has been thrilled with. Ryan and Nikki has met our agents. They've met our team. And they said they've never met people like that, where they're owners of a big company and they're just the most genuine, humble people. So for us,
they're involved.
We love that.
As the director of recruitment, and I really wish we could change that title, because I don't like the recruitment, because it's not really what we do. But I get to sit in on those meetings, and it's like, you're like, are we having lunch with our cousins from Italy? Like, what's going on here? Like, everybody's, it's not a business meeting. We're having lunch, we're talking, we're getting to know each other, and we just happen to talk about the requirements of starting with us. Right. You know what I mean? But what I like, about what you said is that that's the whole Revel brand. Like, everybody has that same attitude. Right. And that's another reason why we don't really push to recruit all that much, because if we were to put quotas or goals on my role, it would potentially set up to create an atmosphere or culture where maybe the people that we're bringing on, we shouldn't have, right? Where when we have these meetings, like how you were introduced, we get to know each other and see if it's even a good fit.
I love it.
As opposed to, we could have easily grown to 1,000 realtors, 10,000 realtors. But I think when you attract your tribe, and you just kind of put out the branding and whatnot that we put out, we attract people, like-minded individuals like yourself. So how has, that mentality kind of infiltrated your brand and how you're running your team now? I mean, you're saying that you're basically on brand already, but has that helped influence since you've joined? The
amazing thing is that the marketing that Revel does and the marketing that Team Rene has been doing for a few years now, it complements each other. So I know I was listening to your podcast with Kate Broderick, and you were talking branding and colors and all that. Fortunately, in the last 2 years, we've kept the same branding, same colors, same everything. But what we love about the Revel is it's clean, it's crisp, it's not loud, and it just goes with a lot of our branding as we have it now. Our for sale signs have always been very, very clean, and clients love that. Like, when we made the transition from the previous brokerage, not that we didn't really use their colors a lot, but they just love how the Revel sleek, the orange dot's a big hit, and at least in Halton, Hamilton, and it's huge. Orange is a big thing, but the splash of the marketing that Jennifer Blakely's helping us with as well.
Like, you could have bring that up. I think you have one of the best photos she's ever done.
Which one? The running. Oh man, we had a lot of fun with that at our.
Because I tried that. She's like, do a running one. I'm like trying to envision. Okay, pull a Rene, and I couldn't. She's like, nah, that's not good.
The joke in our office is one of our agents. He did the jumping one. So we were talking about verticals, and he's like, I got you on the vertical, and I'm like, I don't know. I think you were photoshopped. But Jennifer Blakely has brought out some of the most incredible features in all of us, and it's like, oh my gosh, like you go into the studio and it's already elevating you versus what's out there in the market with just that one shot. And I had this actually this past weekend I was at a pool party with some good friends. We were going through photos and we said, hey, caption this. And there's about nine or 10 photos from our team. And we had fun. Like, they were like, wow, like elegant, like just sleek, sexy, like sophisticated.
What I like is that black and white has been done before, but this isn't necessarily black and white. It's like grayscale, a little brighter, where the traditional black and white is almost too black and white, where you would set yourself out as like a pure luxury company or something like that, or unprofessional looking, right? Where this is just a cool balance. So I want to talk leadership qualities,
right?
And how it is as a head coach, as a team leader. I mean, especially in a very competitive market like Burlington. So what do you think are the best qualities of a leader in your position? How are you motivating your team, training, all that kind of stuff?
Love it. This just stems from my background in being a corporate rep. It stems from my background in playing sports. I've always believed you got to lead by example. You have to fail to succeed. Like, there is no shame in not getting the deal all the time. It's just how do you react? How do you come back stronger? So at our team, in our competitive market, we're always trying to just be consistent with who we are, how we do things, being genuine, and being a part of the community. We're always trying to participate in little events and just show the community that we're an up and coming small boutique style team, that we pride ourselves in what we do and what we say, and we don't overpromise, and we're always just giving consistent feedback and advice to our clients, no matter the size of the home. Like, we deal with leases, we deal with luxury, we deal with townhomes. Like, we just give the Team Rene Revel service to every client. And a lot of clients at times, I think that's where they're very impressed, is they see how we do our brochures, our marketing, our social media, our videos, floor plans. I mean, they just say, wow, I'm only like an $800,000 house, or I'm only a $500,000 townhouse. And we say, no, this is how we do things. So our team, they know that we're very big on consistent quality in the marketing. Marketing is big for us. We try to be clean. We try to just give everything we can, because at the end of the day, Oakville, Burlington's one of those markets that there's so many companies and CEOs and directors in these markets where they thrive on the little things, and they thrive on the connection. So it could be something like me just taking a box of Sunshine Donuts to a client and just going the extra mile. It's taking someone out to a round of golf. There's the business side, but there's also just having some fun. And in fact, we're having our client appreciation event this Thursday.
Nice.
We rented out a theater to watch Super Pets.
Oh, so nice.
It's just these things that we're always, every few months, we're trying to engage with the community. Yeah. Every October, for example, we do a pumpkin drive. We do a basketball event that's free. I mean, we're always looking to give back and have fun. But our team, I think they do see, from a leadership standpoint, that I'm always trying to be creative, and I don't try to just, even if the time is tough, like right now in the market that we're in, I'm just trying to give them hope, jump to basics. So pipeline, the good old spreadsheet. I always say there's always a way to get back in and try to become stronger than what's out there. And they see that I don't give up. They see that when the market was very insane in Q1 of this year and last year, I always said there's hope. The buyers will have a day. We just got to wait. We got to be ready. So it's just being consistent as an overall picture.
Consistency is key for sure. And what I like about, going back to basics, picking up the phone is, it's here's the biggest mistake, in my opinion, that I think realtors make, is that they think that they're more of a service-based commodity than a professional business. Whereas, they're too afraid sometimes to tell their clients the truth, because, they're worried about, will they sell them eventually? Will they appreciate what they said? Whereas I've actually had clients say to me, when I first started, I was like, well, what do you think about the house? Like, well, I don't know. You're like, okay, well, we could go see another house, no problem. And then he's like, Andrew, I need you to tell me to buy this.
Right.
Like, I need you to just say, not ask me what I think. I need you to just tell me what to do. Because a lot of people think that just because it's a big transaction, the commission checks, are a little bit bigger than selling a gym membership.
Right.
And, this is the largest transaction that most people will make in their lives, where they don't need to give their professional opinion because they feel that maybe they would lose it, or, maybe they don't feel like pressuring.
It's a great point, Andrew. I love that, because I think a lot of new agents are going to go through that, the fear of saying no or the fear of saying yes, right? It's like, It's like green light, yellow light, red light. And I think once you get to that point where you could tell the client, let's walk away, you open the door and you close it right away, and you're like, nope, it's not. Nope, let's go. Let's on to the next one. When you get to that point as an agent, it could be in your first few years. I think that's when you've grown up and matured pretty quickly. You don't have to be in the industry 10, 15 years to say that you're an experienced agent. You could be there in the first year.
But I also, on the opposite side though, is like when you walk through a door and you know exactly what your client wants, you're saying this is the house for you.
100%.
And I think agents need to take more professional responsibilities for themselves in those instances as well.
And those are the things that clients will remember you for life.
Right.
And in that market that we were a part of for 2 years, how many times did we go in and we said, wow, this home's it. We got to act. We got to get we got to have 4 offers, different price points. We got to be ready with plan A, B, C, D, because this is the house and I don't want you to lose out on it. And the amount of times clients would just be incredibly thankful and say, Rene, if you didn't act that quickly, that fast, even though we were kind of on the fence, but now in hindsight, we're like, wow, it's all about how quickly you can read the situation, read the home. And and there's other times that we walk in and the clients they're in love with the home, and we have to break the news to them and say, but look across the street, look at what's happening here, look at what's happening over there. And hey, we have to be the bearer of reality too.
So speaking of, providing advice and education, I notice you've really been stepping up your social media game.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily, but it's all like what I'm saying is education.
Thank you.
And educating the clients and me for that matter.
Well, you know what, Andrew, I know that there's some incredible social media realtors out there, and we're not there yet, but we feel that if anybody goes on there and takes the time to listen to our stats video, if they take the time to look at one of our reels, like we're trying our best to just keep it real, keep it straightforward, but we got a long way to go, and that's okay, because one of the biggest things I tell my agents and to keep them motivated as well, and our clients, I say our Instagram is a portfolio. It's not, we're there. We are working to grow our business through social media, but when in doubt, we love when people can just go and Google us, and then from the website they can go to our social media, and we do put out like pretty genuine content. Like if you look at our stats, if you live in Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton, I put out a monthly video. It's about 3 minutes long, but I take about 2 hours every month, first of the month, to micro analyze these stats. If you were to ask me anything about a townhouse detached condo in Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton at the first week of the month, I've spent hours just so I can go in and put a 3-minute video. So all this work that we put out, it's a lot of work. You know better than anybody how much it takes to put out good content, but I love it. I do love the stats, and I think clients will appreciate it. And the new agents, they'll start to learn that you need to, like, we have a thing we say, it's all a stats driven world, and stats, they do the talking. And when you're a new agent, if you're a new agent out there, honestly, like, you can use stats as a something to lean on. It's almost like, hey, Mr. Klein, it's not me saying it. It's the market. It's the averages. It's the trends. So thank you for noticing that. We're trying, and I think we're just going to keep getting a little bit better here and there.
Well, you know what? I was I was speaking at a real estate conference on social media, and there's like a stats and education segment. And do you ever have, and maybe this is just me, but do you ever have like an imposter syndrome where you're like, who am I? Like, that's why I don't do a lot of stats videos, because I feel like, what if I get something wrong? Or, who am I to be providing all this information?
I love the imposter syndrome. When I do watch a couple other great Instagram realtor accounts out there, and if it's one thing that I've learned is that they just say it pretty genuinely. They do reference where they get their information, so I think that's peace of mind. But I think when you analyze the market so well, and you know it, you almost feel foolproof, and it's because we're using the data from it. Yeah, so I think it's just speaking confidently about it, and that's why I do love challenging other agents when we start talking about stats and market values and what's happened in the last 40 years, and that's been my biggest strength, is talking stats, and I always quote where we get the stats from.
Yeah, because I always see like. And then maybe it's just my experience, because I've posted a couple of things, and I've had agents and managers from other brokerages. Well, actually, that's not correct. And then I'm like, and then now I've got to be the jerk and say, check your numbers, chum.
Yeah,
because I'm always right. No, but seriously, and then because that's why Revel as well. We don't do awards. Right. And it was just another one of those things where we don't necessarily, we're a very humble company, I guess you could say.
I love that.
And we're not big into saying, hey, well, we're the top, 1.75%, because then you got people chiming in. And I think when realtors are, headbutting on social media, it just gives the industry as a whole a bad name.
It does. And that's the worst. So like, you don't want to... You don't want to put it out there in public, especially in comments and all that stuff. It's if anybody ever wanted to challenge the stats, I'd say awesome. Let's just talk offline. Go. Let's talk. Like, I had a client one time analyze me, and actually it was a newsletter that he was analyzing, and I didn't write it. We had a third party write it, so I just said, go to here's the contact if you want to really like argue these percentages, but that's a little different. I mean, I didn't write it, but if I'm writing something, if I'm putting it out there, you better believe I have my sources and the dates, and that's how I can sleep at night, knowing what I'm putting out there is accurate.
Good. I love it. So this is where, the part of the show where we say, we always try to ask for one big piece of advice that you'd give to a new realtor, or a realtor who's struggling, or maybe it's somebody considering joining a team or starting a team. Right. What's one big piece of advice that you could throw out there?
I think I have to relate it to, excuse me, for the pipeline, the spreadsheet. Like, as a new agent, I think you're going to go in and invest all this money on all these different
shiny objects,
all these different CRMs and lead generations. Honestly, if you're a new agent out there, pen and paper, spreadsheet, and everybody that you meet, put it in this spreadsheet. Keep track of who they are, where you met them. Street smart is that mentality that I really feel they need to be aware of, because once you are on top of who you are talking to, or you want to be involved with, it's all gonna be really quick. Speed of light. So new agents, it's the same thing I teach with my team. It's just, you gotta have a pipeline. You gotta have a little something, and just don't put it in your phone. I mean, like, spreadsheet, go old school, and just keep in touch with them every month, every 2 months, with purpose, the whole canvas with purpose.
Yeah.
That's my biggest chunk of advice.
I love the pen and paper, because Ryan Saravelli, every time I see him, he's always got a pen and a piece of paper. So I started doing that. But you're right. But that type of mentality it's like, if you want to grow and succeed, it's the basics.
Yeah.
It's the basics. That's all you need. That's where you start. Just start a conversation with somebody.
If I was to give one more, I know
okay, if you were to give two pieces of advice, number two.
I use this acronym within my team, and it's and just myself. I've always said BYOB. Not booze.
No booze.
But be your own brand, and just, there's something about you that people are going to love, right? If I'm an athlete and I love sports, I want to do that. I want those kind of clients to see what I'm about. But if you're a health and a nutritionist and you love to be gluten free out there, and hey, maybe that's your jam. Like go and find out everything you can about the health sector. Just BYOB, be your own brand, and I think you'll, as a new agent, you'll uncover some amazing things.
Yeah, it's true. If you want to, you know, like I said, do things that you're passionate about. If you can combine your business with health food, you know, make that a part of your everyday brand.
Social media, right? Like you could tie the two in with doing a blog about what's the best shake of the day, or what did I put in my fruit or vegetable smoothie.
Yeah,
just talk about it.
That just gave me a cool idea.
Yeah.
You could create your own smoothies based on like real estate terms or something, you know, the
Codes.
Firm Friday green smoothie or something. I don't know. Anyways, okay. So people want to inquire about Team Rene or Burlington, Revel Burlington. Where can we find you? How can they get in touch?
TeamRene.ca is our website. It's pretty clean, easy to navigate through, and we've got our social media embedded on the website too. So it's pretty cool. You can see what's going on our social. Or at teamrene.ca on Instagram. Those are the two best ways to find us. The third one is probably just out gallivanting at events and Burlington Rib Fest.
Browsing the basketball courts of Burlington.
Yeah.
I love it. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me,
We really
Andrew.
appreciate your time. And let's do it again in season 2.